Hello, welcome to Flower Juice. My name is John McDonald, and today we're going to make a really nice table arrangement, and really our inspiration for that is these beautiful tulips, and I also have some absolutely gorgeous Calas as well. So what I really love about these is just the colours. They're absolutely gorgeous and they just look so good with that little highlight of green. So what we're going to do is we're going to create a design that would be nice on like an oval table like this, but it will have a little bit of height. So what I've got here is I've got this low dish, which is really an ikebana dish. It's actually made of plastic, but it doesn't really matter. What I like about it is it's got very slight feet, so it just raises it up a little bit. But any sort of low tray, as long as it's not fussy, would be good. And what I've done is I've put some Agra-Wool into here. If you've not seen this is a good alternative to floral foam, which is basically synthetic and petrochemical based. This is like a spun rock fibre. So it's like the type of insulation you would get in your attic. So it's a natural product. So essentially when the arrangement's finished, you can just put this straight into the compost heap and you don't have to worry. So what I've done is I've just added a little bit of water. This was already pre-soaked, and I'm just going to put a little bit of flat moss onto the surface of our Agra-Wool. Now, I did use these in a previous arrangement. This is pieces of lilac, so I was actually having to trim a bush in the garden, and the off cuttings I kept, and I put them into an arrangement, and some of them, or a good lot of them actually, were quite happy and have started to sprout. So that being the case, we can make use of them in this design because they're quite interesting in themselves. And it seems a real shame to throw them out. So in a way this is a little bit like a bonsai. Just use my finger to create a little bit of a hole there. Now, this has got just enough depth to hold these, which is good. We definitely don't want them to fall over. And this material, I don't know what the name of it is, but it grows like a weed all through my garden. It's nice, I think it is a weed, but do you know what? A weed is just a flower that's in the wrong place. So what we'll do is we'll just use it for giving us a little bit of a different texture, a little bit of a different feel. And it really is quite pretty. And I think that's a really good approach actually, is if you've got something that's kind of annoying you, or there's too much, or it's in the wrong place, then why not just use it up, do things with it, find a way to make use of it rather than just immediately thinking I have to get rid of it. So the first flowers I want to put in are these lovely little Calas. Now we're going to make a little guide hole, and we can slot them in quite simply. So I need to just look at the way that they face. So we don't want them all facing the same way. We want them to face in different ways through the design. And actually, we want them to be different heights as well. I know I said I'd put the Calas in first, but in some ways it's quite... This isn't a set sort of an arrangement, you can just go with the flow really, which is quite nice. Now, as long as everything is in water, we don't have to worry about them at all. So yes, I'm trying to get some different heights here. Our darker tulips are really nice and tall. And I'm just not wanting to have too much in the way of foliage going on here. We want to try and keep it so that the whole thing has still got a lightness and a transparency. Now you will find that tulips will grow. They will grow and get bigger, and that's part of their charm, to be honest. You shouldn't be scared of that. Just let them have plenty of water. If there's a very prominent light source that's nearby, like a window there, they will tend to grow towards it. So you might want to just move the arrangement around just to stop them doing that. I do like this. What could do? Use that to make a little guide hole. It's funny, with using the Agra-Wool, people have suggested that I use chopsticks. Can I find our chopsticks? No. They could be anywhere. We did have chopsticks, but I don't know where they are. So a piece of stem works, and it works fine. I do like the foliage. If the foliage is in good condition, there's no reason why we can't make use of that and just bring that element into the design as well. Our stems are already on a vertical angle, so that's just going to strengthen that a little bit. Now, so that's really our flowers in place. So I just want to really just double check that everything's sitting nicely. And this is an opportunity now to add the details. So we can add a little bit more of this material and just look at how it's working in the design. So the actual Calas and the tulips could look a little bit heavy in themselves, but this is the material that's going to give us that contrast and that lightness. And some of them have actually got some really nice shapes as well. So let's not go too short with them either. So as I say, what I really liked about this was the colours of the tulips and just the combination of them all together. So sometimes it's easier just to, when you see something working, just go with it, work with it. Don't be scared of how it's going to be. But with these dark colours, they can be a little bit of a problem in the sense that dark colours recede. So what we need to think about is, what can we do to stop that looking like a problem? And that's where actually this little touch of like this acid green really helps just create that contrast and lift it and stop it looking dark. So I'm going to put some of these a little bit lower. So it has a real garden feel, like a little wildlife design. And actually that's nice when we've got heavy materials to have that. Now I'm really making this all round, but you could make it just face one way. It's not really a problem. And if you had any lily of the valley, that would just be beautiful. Just to put a few stems into this, because of the dark nature of the flowers. Something lighter like that would just look beautiful. So, there we have it. We've created a framework with our twigs, and then we've really just worked with colour. So the colour is the thing that is really striking about this design, but also that contrast between the heaviness of the flowers and the lightness of this other material. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video. If you have, click here to subscribe if you're not already subscribed. We have new videos every week and we would really love for you to join us for future designs. So take care everyone, stay safe, and we look forward to seeing you soon.